Thank you all for coming, and welcome to Quividi IC 2017 Partners Meeting. It is actually only our second conference here at ASE in terms of exhibitor, and it's actually our first programmatic creative DOH conference. So we're very pleased to see it's a very full house. Very impressed. We're excited to have you all here gathered here, as all of you collectively represent the ecosystem. In this room alone, we have more than 30 nationalities coming from pretty much everywhere in the world. We have Colo coming from Mexico, Gable from the US, Ayuda and Broadside from Canada. We have Russia, we have all the people from the Middle East and Asia, including China. So I want to say that's a proof that programmatic is a pretty global thing, and it's happening. First, I'd like to welcome our partners from the network. Some of you here are just getting started with Quividi, collecting some audience measurement data. Others have been actually using our attention analytics for quite some time now and deployed on even 100% of their network. So that's, thank you. We have in this room people from Clear Channel, from Exterion. We have Goldbark, we have JC.co, we have Blow Up Media. We have our good friend from Grandi Stazioni. I see Ocean Outdoor as well. They're a very dramatically beautiful screen in the UK. So it's a pleasure to have you all guys here. Of course, it would not be an IC show if we didn't have all the maker of the kiosks, the screens, the CMS. We have a good friend from Esprit Digital, whom we deployed our technology across 1,500 screens in Australia. We have Media Mia here, doing very beautiful custom screens. Gable. We have Intel, who's speaking as well. So the hardware side is very well represented. On the agency side, we have here the planners, we have Posterscope, Kinetic, we've had Amnet. So a lot of people who haven't been so often here coming to ISE. So very happy to have them. And I'd like to round up the whole ecosystem. We have on the supply side and the marketplace, we have the Ayuda, the Broadside. We have Adform, we have Sitour, we have a local ad booker, guys. So, you all have badges here. I hope you have a chance to all exchange a little bit later. There's an event after that. So, feel free to exchange and talk about this programmatic, because it's, the whole thing is the ecosystem. The first consultation is like programmatic is coming to DOH. DOH itself has been doing quite well, is growing. It has all the attributes to be growing. It's a high quality medium and has a lot of growth driver. It fits beautifully on everybody's, urban life, and the population is getting, increasingly urban. DOH also allows financing for a lot of initiatives, such as the Wi-Fi, public Wi-Fi in New York for Link NYC, and that's coming to the UK with Link UK. And also, on top of that, advertisers are starting to realize that DOH is a pretty safe bet with regards to fraud, to bot, to ad blockers. So overall, we'll see a good growth of DOH. I don't think I need to convince any of you guys here. PwC predicts that by 2020, we have a market of $18 billion in this market alone. And we have good news, actually. For the first time ever, we see that 60% of the media planners have actually thought about digital out-of-home in their media plan in the last year. That's this running joke I keep hearing about every single conference that programmatic is like sex for teenagers. Everybody talks about it. Everybody thinks the other are doing it, but nobody is doing it. So I've heard that many times. I don't know about you guys, but I'm very pleased to disprove that here in this room, because most of the people are actually doing it. So actually, who's doing it? Historically, we had a couple of things in the US, actually, with Xaxis and Vistar Media, that started actually to integrate DOH into their plan. Partnering with the likes of Posterscope, Lamar, Clear Channel, Outfront. Here in Europe, we start seeing my ad Booker have been running the first DOH program campaign with DSP platforms 161 and their own media house, CS Digital. They did that with Coca-Cola. They did in Belgium with DOH TV, now JC.co. They are expanding that with Gold Bar in Austria and Switzerland. In France, actually, Display C actually is partnering with Amnet to run the first programmatic DOH campaign out of a supply of 25,000 screens. In Australia, a site tour with Tube Mogul and our good friend from Val Morgan did the first campaign with Posterscope. Matt's going to talk a bit about more what Val Morgan is doing, interestingly, from the other side of the world. And since the beginning of this year, we've had an announcement from Clear Channel, from Exterion, that they are going in this area as well with major initiatives. So, we'll speak more about challenges of programming DOH, but as you can see, things are moving fast now. And, what started as small experiments is, gradually turning to large-scale initiatives. So, if we ask you, who's doing it now, everybody's in the room is starting doing it, or at least thinking about it. Actually, it's good. We have a number. We had a pretty recently that said that by 2020, planners expect that more than half of the online digital budget is going to be done programmatically, and likely 1 out of 6 dollars in the DOH world will come programmatically. So better get ready on that. So yes, time for programmatic for DOH has come, and we have seen several trends actually that's shaping these industries. The speakers that we have today will actually tell you more about that much better than I do. Definitely, hardware has been evolving into something quite nice, more powerful, more beautiful. You're at ASE, so I encourage you to go and see the screens out there and the technology out there. More connected. Automation is coming. I see Stephanie here smiling. And automation is mimicking what we've seen in the digital world, whether online or display or video. Real-time data, starts to be quite a topic and is used to drive both the trading and the viewer's experience. Brands are looking actually for a dynamic and experiential content, even on one-to-one, one-to-few, one-to-many. So definitely the creative has this room here, and we'll have Posterscope and Dave Hillier from Adform talk about that. One thing which is actually relatively new, for which Quividi has been staying around advocating for a long, long time, but we're starting actually driven right now by the digital world, is transparency, accountability and transparency. Brands are now demanding more transparency, and we'll see a bit more how that goes. So in terms of infrastructure, IIC is a great show to see what's going on out there. Year after year, we get more processing power, smaller devices that create actually more experiences, smart experiences. We see various form factors of power, of screens. We see more gorgeous, larger screens, smaller pitch, higher resolution. We see solutions that integrate more capabilities, such as touch, such as wireless. And the technology boundaries really are being pushed to make DOH more beautiful, more engaging, and also being able to make more use of data. Quividi is part of this evolution, and we're working with key hardware partners. I see Intel here again, a lot of Intel people, welcome. And we work also with Intel direct OEM partners to make anonymous video analytics enable screen a standard. For example, we work with Nexcom to mass produce a Quividi-ready player. There'll be more of these machines out there with various form factors, various capacities that will be Quividi-ready. I encourage you to go and see them actually on the show as well. Automation of infrastructure, has been a key trend and really the one that's been pushing digital online. And the building of automation to allow the demand side to buy inventory through automated exchange. We start seeing this now in the DOH world. Planner has been asking forever, to make DOH very easy to buy, and we start seeing some of this starting being a reality. For example, I cited earlier on, DOH Network starting collaborating with a new specific SSP Site Might Booker, Vista, Display CE, but also Yuda and Broadsign have launched such offering globally as well. We see marketplaces coming from the digital world, Adform, AppNexus, and trading desks, such as Category on Amnet, getting there. So all this dynamic is helping create more offer and smoothen the transaction. In Italy, Grandi Stazioni, our good friends at Grandi Stazioni, who operate the largest DOH ad network in Italy. That's the train station from Milan, from Rome, from Torino. They were here actually last year on this very first stage, advocating basically for selling audiences rather than impression. And they've advanced. They worked actually with Adform, and they announced actually they implement the first programming strategy with Adform. Clear Channel Exterior also made a worldwide worldwide European programmatic initiative with Adform as well, starting in Belgium and soon to be followed in the UK and other places. So definitely this automation is taking place. There's definitely a DOH demand. The two challenges we start seeing here are to continue to build more automation to get more inventory available, more supply, and we need to help the network get those extra revenues. The second one actually is to get the word out actually to the planners. Most planners, actually 72% of the planners, were not aware of any SSP that provide programmatic buying solutions today. So I didn't make the statistics, which was set from DPA. You actually want to get the word out there to work that. And Quividi is committed to work with all those SSP out there to get the word out. It's going to be an industry commitment, and we'll be using the Cannes Festival, the Cannes Lions initiatives to create more awareness and create more demo of what transactions are, what we can do on digital out of home. So I look forward to discussing with all of you with this piece after that. Real-time data. Programmatic is not just about automatic transactions. Data is also at the heart of every single network strategy. A lot of the players have started to increase investment in collecting data over the last few years. There's been an acceleration for us we've seen actually in the last year as well. But that was mainly used for mainly internal analysis and to understand how they would be faring with the new way of transacting. For us at Quividi, you provide real-time data of demographics. Today that's gender, that's precise age, that's physical attributes like, does somebody wear a glass, somebody have a beard? And this will progress as computer vision capabilities do progress. We also have real-time data about engagement, whether that's distance to a screen, whether that's dwell time, whether that's attention time, and even mood. And we start seeing two things. Real-time data are now being key in two ways. One, they drive actually scheduling and bidding process. We're not quite there yet, but there's definitely interest around that. And the second one, we see concrete experiences, is they provide context and make communication more efficient, more targeted, and more relevant. So we'll talk more about the experience that can be created with real-time data. Just like actually on the online and mobile world, the exchange will create many layers of data that complement each other. For example, Quividi can be used for granular audience measurement to assure viewability, to support audience planning, and to power experiential campaigns, while mobile data are great actually for extrapolating mass audience and provide attribution information. So I guess a picture is worth 1,000 words. I'd like to show you a quick example of a dynamic and experiential campaign that we've been creating for Posterscope and General Motor. This is a campaign that's based on 20 videos that ran in the US. And what we did is like stitch them on the fly depending on the context. If there are more men, there are more women, if people stay around for a long time, if they're making faces. It allows for different, more than 200 stories. Okay, that's the kind of thing that you can do today, and that we're looking forward to do that with all of you guys. Transparency is definitely an issue. It's been, we've had just more recently, the CMO of Procter & Gamble actually complained about not having enough visibility on how they're spending the budget. I guess something don't change. We started Quividi 10 years ago, based on this whole concept of accountability, and our top, basically on top of our analytics for location, we recently launched a series of analytics per content. That's audience per content with the most granularity. That's attention second by second, mood second by second. A/B testing, benchmarking. So all of this will contribute to more transparency and more report, more accountability on how people are spending the budget.